When Luka Doncic came into the NBA in 2018, many were wondering why there was so much hype surrounding a chubby-looking 19-year-old coming from Europe. 6 years later, that dude has taken over the league. He is the top scorer in the NBA and has been a regular member of the All-NBA first team and is ready to win his first NBA championship. Guys, if you enjoy this video and you enjoy Dallas Mavericks content, be sure to like this video and subscribe, as I'll be putting out more Mavericks and Luka Doncic content. And also, leave a comment below letting me know what you guys think about the video. The Dallas Mavericks made the right move surrounding Doncic with the needed talent, and now they are about to fight for the championship. In this video, we will look back at how all this went down. When the Atlanta Hawks drafted Doncic 3rd overall back in 2018 and traded him to the Mavericks for Trae Young, Doncic was an unknown player for the US basketball audience, but for those who followed European basketball, he was already the best player on the continent. By the time most of us heard about Luka for the first time, he was already a EuroLeague champion with Real Madrid and a European champion with the national team of Slovenia. Well, if you are really wondering what that means, let me explain. The EuroLeague is the best club competition in Europe, and Luka was the leader of one of the greatest teams there, Real Madrid. He made his pro debut in 2015, only 2 months after his 16th birthday. 2 years later, he led Slovenia to win the European Championship, beating Serbia in the final. In the 2017-18 season, Doncic was named the EuroLeague MVP and led Real Madrid to the championship. He was dominating the European basketball scene, and he was only 19 years old. He was still a kid beating grown men on a daily basis. Still, when he declared for the NBA draft, many analysts doubted him. How funny is that from this perspective? Many saw him as too young for the NBA, someone who has never played in the States, a chubby, unathletic guard who may have a problem adapting to the NBA. No one really saw that Doncic was a winner, but the Mavs were ready to gamble on a blonde European kid since playing on that card had already made them champions. In his rookie season with the Mavs, Doncic had a chance to share the court and locker room with Dirk Nowitzki. The Mavs traded for Dirk on draft night back in 1998, developed him into a real superstar who won the league MVP and led them to the first and only championship in franchise history, and today has a statue in a street with his name in the front of the Mavs home arena. Doncic wasted no time and took over the leading role in Dallas. He was technically a 19-year-old rookie, but he actually had more experience than most of the NBA players, 3 or 4 years older than him. Not everyone was happy with that, and Doncic was snubbed from All-Star team in his rookie year. Many players were annoyed by him as he was talking trash and laughing while playing. But whether someone hated him or not, Luka got the respect of everyone, as we were all aware that we were witnessing a star in the making. Luka won the Rookie of the Year award, averaging 21.2 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. After that season, Dirk retired and the Mavs were officially Luka's team. The following season, Doncic was already an All-Star, was named to the All-NBA first team, took the Mavs to the playoffs, and finished 4th in MVP voting. For 2 consecutive years, the Mavs lost to the Los Angeles Clippers in the opening playoff round. Being a winner as he is, those were tough pills to swallow for Luka, but it was clear that he can take a team deep into the playoffs while still only being 21 years old. The Mavs were aware that they had a cornerstone for the future, and the entire Mavs front office went on a trip to Slovenia in the offseason to sign Luka to a contract extension. He signed a 5-year, $207 million Supermax rookie extension with the team, and so far, he has been worth every penny of that deal. In the 2021-22 season, his 4th in the league, Doncic averaged 28.4 points per game, 9.1 rebounds, and 8.7 assists. The Mavs went past the Utah Jazz in the opening playoff round and then eliminated the Phoenix Suns in 7 games, even though they were down 2-0. Doncic proved that he is built for tough games, as he scored 35 points to lead the Mavs to a 123-90 Game 7 win blowout on the road against the Suns. Luka was just amazing, but he could not take the Mavs on his back over Golden State Warriors in the conference finals, who would later win the NBA championship. The Mavs were aware they needed to add a couple of pieces around Luka to become a serious championship contender. During the 2022-23 season, the Mavs traded for Kyrie Irving, sending Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2027 second-round draft pick, a 2029 first-round draft pick, and a 2029 second-round draft pick to Brooklyn in return. Many were wondering how Luka and Irving would play together, since they were both players who want the ball in their hands. But once again, the Mavs front office knew something that we didn't. The Mavs lost all 7 games without Luka before Kyrie joined the team that season. They needed some time to adapt to each other, and that cost the Mavs a playoff berth as they finished 11th in the Western Conference at the end of the 2022-23 season. That was a huge blow for Doncic, who was all about winning. But despite the disappointing team record, he was once again named to the All-NBA First Team for the 4th consecutive season. Rumors started that Luka may consider leaving Dallas in order to increase his chances of winning a championship, but the Mavs were ready to do what it took to make them happy, and they definitely did that. First, they traded for Derek Lively, who was drafted 12th overall by the Oklahoma City Thunder in the 2023 NBA Draft, sending Davis Bertans and Cason Wallace to OKC. Then, during the season, right before the trade deadline, the Mavs made a couple of big moves that proved to be game changers for them. First, they traded Seth Curry, Grant Williams, and the 2027 first-round pick to Charlotte in exchange for PJ Washington and a couple of trade exceptions. They also added Daniel Gafford from the Wizards for Richaun Holmes and a 2024 first-round pick. At first, it seemed like they added just 2 random players, but Washington and Gafford are exactly the type of role players Luka really needed around him. They adapted quickly, and both are playing the best basketball of their lives. Gafford is very efficient in the paint, blocks shots, and Washington is the one who benefits the most from Luka's passing. Right after these two came to Dallas, the Mavs improved their game and managed to finish the regular season in 5th place in the West. Doncic won the scoring title, averaging a career-high 33.9 points per game, and finished 3rd in MVP voting. The Mavs faced their old buddies, the Clippers, in the opening round, and this time, Luka was the one laughing in the end. In the second round, the Mavs went on to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in 6 games, and Luka was simply amazing. He suffered a couple of minor injuries, but nothing could stop him. This is his year. The Mavs trust in Luka, and the ability to surround him with needed role players is definitely paying off. The Mavs look like a real contender, and this may be the year when they will lift the 2nd championship banner in franchise history. They have a hard task though. They will be playing the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals, but this is a series that I think can be very competitive. They have the size to match up with the Minnesota Timberwolves. You may look at the regular season and see how the Minnesota Timberwolves won 3-1 over the Mavericks, but this is a whole different team since the trade deadline. So guys, we will see what happens in this series. It should be very competitive. This may be the year for Luka Doncic.